After identifying Declan Rice as a top priority, Arsenal have made moves, and with the deal looking almost done, Arsenal have to start moving forward with other deals. And although they want to sign Caicedo, it looks like they are also interested in European champion and German international Kai Havertz. Today we will get all the updates from Fabrizio Romano and co, and we'll also look at what's going on with Arsenal's pursuit of Moises Caicedo. Yo guys, it is your boy T19 back with another video. Today we will talk Kai Havertz. If you are excited, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we are getting closer and closer to 500 subscribers. If you would also like to follow me on social media, the links will be down in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Now, let's get into the Arsenal transfer news. So first of all, Karim Benzema went to Saudi Arabia, and there were rumours that Kai Havertz was going to go to Real Madrid, and the transfer didn't make sense. Then Arsenal started getting mentioned, and we sort of just blew it off, but now it has come back, and it's looking like it's gathering a lot of pace. It all kicked off when Fabrizio Romano said Arsenal are in talks to sign Kai Havertz after positive contacts on the player side. He's keen on the move. Chelsea wants around £75 million for Havertz now, and Arsenal will not pay that amount. Real Madrid talks are currently off. So like I mentioned earlier, Real Madrid are interested, but now that Kylian Mbappe is available, that is where they will focus most of their attention. Of course, I want Arsenal to be interested in top players, but the price tag of £75 million is absolutely disgraceful. Make no mistake, Kai Havertz is a very good player, but ever since joining Chelsea, he's been nothing special. 7 league goals last season, 8 league goals the season prior, and 4 league goals in his Premier League debut season. Havertz's best goal tally in the Premier League is 8 league goals. And if we take out Leandro Trossard, who only signed in January, that is less than every member of Arsenal's front 5, including Granit Xhaka. So I don't understand why we're bringing him in, and I don't understand what he offers that other players don't offer. His highest goal tally is not as much as what we've gotten this season from the likes of Granit Xhaka, who's playing a deep role. Imagine Kai Havertz coming into this team to deliver 4 league goals, 5 league goals. I don't understand why we'll be paying £75 million for a player that is not going to directly improve the first team. Make no mistake, there is talent there, but £75 million, that is a disgrace. Fabrizio Romano gave another update saying Arsenal will never pay £70 or £75 million for Havertz. Sources close to the deal believe that Chelsea will be flexible and the player can be signed for less than that. The player is keen on the move. Arteta really appreciates the player. Chelsea prefers to sell now as he won't extend his contract. That last line is very important. Over the years, we've seen Arsenal overpay for players, undersell for players. This is the time when we need the Arsenal negotiators to be very decisive. Kai Havertz only has 2 years left on his contract, so Chelsea are not particularly in a position of strength when it comes to negotiations. If they don't sell him this summer, he will go into next season with 1 year left on his contract after already saying he is not going to extend the deal. This is the highest Kai Havertz stocks will ever be before he goes into the final year or his contract even expires. So Arsenal have the negotiation power here. We need the negotiators to be decisive. We have to knock that price tag down. I don't want us paying over £50 million or £55 million for Kai Havertz when he has 2 years left on his contract. Arsenal have the power in these negotiations, and we need to see the Arsenal board, the Arsenal negotiators, capitalize on that and try and knock down the price. Arsenal cannot be overpaying for players with 2 years left on their contract. We are the ones in the position of strength, and over the years we've seen Arsenal negotiators not capitalize when we've been in position of strength, whether that's selling or signing players. This is an opportunity for us to see if Arsenal have matured off the pitch as well. In terms of negotiations, we should be able to knock this price tag down. Reports from Sammy Mockwell says Arsenal are willing to pay £60 million, including add-ons for Havertz. Chelsea holding out for £70 million. Arsenal willing to pay over £200,000 a week wages. Havertz keen on the move. Arsenal will go for Havertz once Declan Rice deal is done. I'm beginning to like this new system of Arsenal including add-ons in the transfer fee for players. Most of the times Arsenal in the past have signed players for too much money. Look at Nicolas Pepe for £75 million. I don't understand how we were able to spend £75 million and the player didn't even get us 30 league goals. Assuming we added add-ons, we might not be paying up to that. Now we're adding add-ons, so the base fee for me should be around £55 million, and then we add performance-related add-ons. So it's like if Kai Havertz scores 30 league goals for Arsenal, Chelsea will get another £10 million. Like I explained in my last video, add-ons is a very safe way to secure your investment, and I like how Arsenal are doing things nowadays. We are adding add-ons to make sure that whatever money we are investing is our valuation of the player, and to meet the club's valuation, the player has to perform to the levels they say he will. I don't want Arsenal to go into this Kai Havertz deal as a priority. I want us to settle the problems in the squad. Of course, we want to expand the squad. Of course, we want more squad depth. I've been crying out for more squad depth throughout the course of the season. But we've just scored 88 goals in a league season. A creative player is not a pressing issue. We've conceded way too many goals. So I think securing the central midfield should be Arsenal's priority. Of course, we want to sign Kylian Mbappe. We want to sign Kai Havertz. We want to sign Moussa Diaby. But those are all creative players. If we don't get those players, it doesn't mean we won't perform. Of course, we might drop off in other competitions like the League Cup, the Carabao Cup. I don't care. As long as we've secured our central midfield, as long as we are able to have a base to build upon, as long as we settle the more pressing matters first, whatever comes after can come after. Reports also say any deal for Kai Havertz to join Arsenal is way off for now. There has been early contact with the player, but none yet between clubs. Arsenal are focusing on Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice. Chelsea are asking for big money. Like I just explained, get in Caicedo, get in Rice before you go on to sign other creative players. Speaking of Moises Caicedo, there have been some breaking developments. As Gary Jacobs says, there has been disappointment at Arsenal that Thomas Partey dominated matches for 2/3 of the past season, then regressed to his performance levels of the previous two campaigns. He further went on to say Arsenal have renewed interest in Moises Caicedo, who is likely to cost £80 million. Two Italian clubs have shown interest in Thomas Partey, who has 2 years left on his contract. Arsenal could be keen to offload him if they get a deal for Caicedo over the line. A lot of people like to say Arsenal bottled the league because Saliba got injured. But we understand how Saliba got injured. We understand that Rob Holding is not the level of William Saliba. But that isn't the only reason we didn't win the Premier League. Performances of players like Saka, Thomas Partey, they had a drop-off. Saka's one is explainable. He played almost all the games. So did Thomas Partey. But apparently, as we saw towards the end of the season, Bukayo Saka was actually playing through an injury. But Thomas Partey was fully fit and his performances have dropped. And it's very understandable that a high-demanding manager like Mikel Arteta is very, very disappointed. And you saw it towards the end of the season. For no reason, Thomas Partey was fit, but Arteta was playing Jorginho, probably as a punishment to Thomas Partey, and as a deterrent to tell him if your performance drops, we will not hesitate to replace you. But if you were to seek my opinion, we saw how good the starting XI of Arsenal was last season, but the bench was a massive drop-off. So I don't understand why we are going to weaken our squad deliberately. It's not like Thomas Partey's contract is 1 year left. Of course he can still extend. We saw it with Granit Xhaka. We thought he was leaving. He got a contract extension. Of course we can still trust Thomas Partey, even if he's not good enough to be a starter. Having that quality of backup on the bench is something Arsenal are going to need, especially because we are going to be playing in the Champions League next season. But when I saw this report, I now want to do a comparison between Moises Caicedo and Thomas Partey. Let's start off in possession. Caicedo touches the ball 73.9 times per game compared to Partey's 7.4. He also created 3 big chances compared to Partey's 2. Key passes, Caicedo edges Partey's 0.8 per game with 1.2. Caicedo plays 53 accurate passes per game compared to Partey's 51.9, although Partey makes more in the opposition half. Let's compare both players in possession. Caicedo makes 1.5 interceptions per game, almost double of Partey's 0.8. Caicedo completes 2.7 tackles per game, edging Partey's 2.1. They both win possession in the final third 0.5 times per game and get dribbled past 0.8 times per game. But Partey makes more clearances and commits less errors, leading to a goal or a shot. So after that comparison, we can see that Partey is better defensively, but Caicedo is better in possession. If you ask me, I couldn't care less. I don't care whatever you want to tell me. Man City, they have Alvarez and Haaland. They have Bernardo Silva and Foden. You saw in the Champions League final, De Bruyne went off, Foden comes on, and they continue playing. We need to have 2 world-class players in every position to be able to compete with the type of players that Man City have. If Man City have 5 injuries, I will tell you categorically, they will field a team and there will barely be a drop-off. So why can't Arsenal have 2 world-class players in the defensive midfield? There is no need to kick Thomas Partey right now. It's not like he had a howler of a season. He started the season quite well, and towards the end, he did drop off, I will admit. But there's no point selling the player because he dropped off in the past 2 months after playing well for 6 months. So Arsenal should keep Thomas Partey. If I was a decision maker, I will keep Thomas Partey and bring in Caicedo added to Thomas Partey. That way Arsenal have squad depth. Arsenal have elite squad depth. 2 world-class players in every position should be the goal. I have been saying this all season. If we have 2 world-class players and team news comes in and we see Caicedo is in, Thomas Partey is out with an injury, we don't get worried. Normally now, if we see Fabio Vieira in the starting 11, I get worried. We also have reports on Arsenal target Arda Güler. As Fabrizio Romano understands, Turkish gem Arda Güler will be available now for just 17.5 million euros net fee after taxes, and the release clause is now active. I've seen comparisons of him to Ozil. I don't know, he's a Fenerbahce number 10. He signed a new contract and now has a release clause of just 17.5 million euros. I have not watched him, so I cannot give you an analysis on him. But people who have watched the Turkish league, down in the comments below, I will be there immediately this video goes up. Tell me what you make of Arda Güler, and do you think Arsenal should be activating his release clause to bring him to the Emirates Stadium? Mind you, it's just 17.5 million euros, especially after the disappointment we had with Fabio Vieira. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I wouldn't mind if you share the video as well. Let's get to 500 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.